All right, everybody. How is it going? Sorry, we apologize for that slight little delay. Welcome to 52 Topics with Frank Fiordilino. There's a few people in here right now. Hopefully, some more people will come in. Dave, what's going on? Roro G, of course. How are you? Joe Root, what is going on, guys? This is just about our first completed week here with this channel on YouTube. So far, can't complain. Can't complain. I think by tomorrow we'll hit 500 subs. Then we'll work our way towards getting some. This is all the nerdy analytics stuff, people. It's all about the numbers, people. We got to get some watch time up. And after just a week, I mean, I really can't complain. What do you think, Frank?
Yeah, yeah, pretty good stuff. Pretty good stuff. I like the two episodes. I actually like the first one was, of course, on Vito Guzzo, and I get it. A lot of the mob people that's what they're into and everything like that. When when somebody's your buddy growing up or not growing up, I mean, like I said, I got to know him in my early 20s. Yeah, you don't think of it that way. I was more fascinated with the stuff like in high school with the second episode, the Mets. The Mets are bigger than life to me, always been, and the Howard Beach case was a big thing too. So yeah, I mean, you guys like that. I get it. You guys like the mob stuff, and that's what I'm here for. I'm here for the New York stuff as well. That's what me and Brett have in common. Am I correct, Brett?
Yeah, that's right. I'm going to mention that too. Let me just say hi to a few
Hello.
people. Joe Root, what's going on? Pedge Tattoos, thanks for joining us tonight. JT Mana, Dave, Jeff Howlett, Dean Stevens. We got 15 people in here so far. Yeah, you're right, Frank. I mean, and I wanted to say something too because there's a couple of comments, and I'll address this now. I won't address it again. There's been a couple of comments. Of course, many of you know me from the channel NYC Crime Spot. That's a channel that I've been building for 3 years. Not really an interview heavy channel, although I've interviewed some people on there, mostly not in the mob space, because as many of you know, I'm interested in New York City crime. People make comments, oh, Brett, this guy's an informant, this and that, whatever. They allude to the idea that I have another guy on New York City Crime Spot that was an associate of organized crime who's not an informant. So in some people's mind, this might be a conflict. I'll just lay it out like this, guys. I do basically do whatever I want. I'm interested in people's stories. I'm interested in humans. Some people have lived interesting lives, and that's what I'm interested in. And this channel is, of course, Frank is going to talk about his organized crime, but we're going to talk about New York City history, New York City criminal history, cultural history. That's what this is. That's what this is about, and I hope everyone could grow to enjoy it.
Yeah, it's about people. It's about people from New York. It's about stories from New York. And it's about people who, even if they're not from New York, love stories about New York. And let me just say something. Hey, everybody's entitled to not like who they don't want to like. You know what I mean? We got Ped Tattoos on here, and he's not a rat. He's not an informant. He's a kid that I grew up in my neighborhood. If he feels that he's good about his conscience and he could talk to whoever the fuck he wants to, and that's that too. I see a kid back home and I called North Carolina, Virginia. My home is Jeff Hallett's here, so shout out to him too for being on here. If you listen, I'm gonna lie to you. I hated rats. That's the whole fucking thing. That's what that was the mob was about. Fucking rule number one, just hating rats. But and then if people just hate them, and then that's fine. If you don't like our show, then just go somewhere else. Brett, I think
Yeah, this
Brett
is
takes Brett.
no, I'm good. This is not a drama thing. There's not going to be drama
No,
here.
no,
This
we're
isn't
not
going
gonna
to
do that
be
shit.
a this isn't going to be a channel with 1,000 moderators running wild or whatever. We got the great Roro G. That's probably just going to be about it. But let's talk about let's move past this. I mean, I'm sure we'll have to
Yeah,
address it again in
exactly.
the
Let's
future.
forget about that shit.
Let's move past it. Let's talk about the first week on YouTube. We put out the Vito Guzzo. Um,
Hmm.
we can't compare ourselves to other people. I'm proud. I mean, I think by the end of the week coming up, it'll probably have over 5,000 views. We're
Right.
trying to put interesting angles out there, interesting stories. Of course, in that aspect, Frank knew Vito personally, So that's adding a new element. That's what we're going to look to do here. I mean, so I'll ask anybody that's in the chat if you guys have any questions about some of the things we did so far. We did the 1986 video. We put out a funny little Sammy video today. So if you guys got any questions about that stuff, or you want us to maybe cover something in particular in the future, start rolling out questions. And, Frank, I'll let you say, what you want to say. I don't know if you want to answer this question from JT
I
Mana.
will. I will. 1 second. Before I do that, though, shout out to Sluggers in Seattle. After the game, you guys want to go hang out in the bar, an ideal bar. Shelly and Shane, they own that place right outside of the stadium. And check it out. Go Seahawks. Okay, what was the question now?
JT Mann is on the screen. He says, Frank, I worked for your cousin Phil N with the Carnivals back in the 90s and early 2000s out of the Forest Ave office.
Yeah, he did that.
Oh,
He
okay.
did it. So what's the question?
No, he's just saying. It's no question.
Yeah,
He's just making a comment. Yeah.
Phil's office was on Forest Avenue. We'll get to that. Yeah, I will speak of my cousins eventually. Not so much one, but the other. Anthony was really not. I mean, although he was inducted into the life, um, I don't know if he wanted that. I'm not. And my cousin Anthony, don't get me wrong. He's probably a more shit. What's a good word? Got that Michael Corleone thing about him than his brother does, but he didn't want to be part of that, and I think he was kind of like initiated into that. He's a beautiful kid. We'll never see each other again. We don't talk, but he's a good kid. He's a good kid. His dad did him wrong by inducting him into that life.
Yeah, you keep breaking up. You keep going in and out. Joey Kanish, what's up? Thanks for watching the first show. Much appreciated, buddy. I know you've been around. We appreciate your support. Corruption Connection, my man Tony, what's up? Thank you for joining us. Thanks for hanging out tonight. Joey Frakes, keep the Witsex stories, Frank. We love them all. Yeah, we're gonna get more of those. The Sammy one was especially funny. I mean, I was dying laughing hearing some of those stories. So I hope you guys can continue to check out those clips. We're going to be putting up clips. I put up a clip of Ragusa, Paul Ragusa, that was from Unsolved Mysteries. It was like a 6 or 7 minute segment. They pulled it because it was claimed by whoever has the streaming rights for Unsolved Mysteries at this moment. And so then I put it back up and I slowed down the voice a little bit, and it lasted for a little while, but then unfortunately it got lost. So they banned it. So I cannot show that. But I did put up a short of some of the surveillance photo of Ragusa. I think what we can do with that Unsolved Mysteries clip is we could probably put it back up at some point, and maybe me and Frank could do some commentating over it, basically. And I think that's legal on YouTube, kind of fair use, critique, analyzing, stuff like that. Let me drop the link for Frank. Tony Ducks or Ducks nowadays. What's going on, man? Good to see you here, buddy. Dean Stevens, Brett, I think you can get the best out of Robert Chambers if you could lure him in. Yeah, I would love to speak to Robert Chambers. I mean, that would be amazing. Those are the types of people that I always tried to interview on NYC Crime Spot. It always had to be somebody interesting, something that no one is really interviewing. And I've tried to interview so many people. I've emailed with and spoken to so many different people, and for whatever reason, it just falls apart. And that's why I don't do many interviews, because I only want to talk to. Sounds kind of like weird, because I guess I could interview a bunch of different people to fill up space, but there's only certain people I really want to interview. Carlos, what's going on, man? Good to see you. All right, Frank is back. You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
But to all you people, we take donations, so I don't have to go through this shit no more. I don't want to be rich from this, but if you guys could help us with the audio and stuff, like I'm about to spend like close to about $5,000 on my whole studio. So if you guys want to help out, so I could give you guys a discount, then go ahead. If not, that's fine either. That's fine too. But that's where the money's going. It's not going on vacation in Miami or nothing.
Yeah. Roro has the Cash App. You know, she's going to be dropping it. I discussed with her. And guys, you know, there's the Cash App there. This is not like you know,
we don't
this is
want we
just if
don't
you're
want to be
kind enough, if you're
listening.
kind enough to, you know, we're going
Yeah,
to be
and if you
doing this
don't
shit
have it, don't
regardless.
do it.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
yeah, please. And if you want us to advertise your business and we could do it, we'll do that too. I don't give a fuck. But yeah, this whole thing with my iPad and everything like that.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
want to get a little bit more professional with this. But let's get to what these people are here for, all right? They
Yeah,
want to
and
talk
we
about.
are, and just so everyone knows, we are going to get more professional. I've been, me and Frank have been talking, and you know, we're going to get everything right with the mics, with everything. I mean, I'm pretty set up. Other than my background, I usually just chill here with the backdrop behind me, which is you know whatever the bridge and wherever I live. But yeah, I
Which
want to build like
reminds
a
me,
studio. I want to build a
back
little
in
studio.
Virginia Beach. Which
Huh?
reminds me, back in Virginia Beach, my friends out there, the guy Jeff out there, he does demolition, he does move outs, he does anything. If you want to throw somebody down a flight of stairs, we'll take care of it too. So give him a call. He's a good guy. That's in the Virginia area, and his brother's one of the top lawyers out there. So give him a call, Jeff
Yeah,
Howlett.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, Joey Frakes. So we're not monetized, so we can't get super chats. We'll be to the 500 subs because nowadays it's only 500 subs one of the qualifications for monetization. It used to be 1,000 when I started, so it's 500 subs and 3,000 hours of watch time. We'll be at 500 subs probably by tomorrow, I imagine, sometime tomorrow, and then
Hopefully.
with the watch time, that might take another week or two. We need people to start watching these videos more, and we need to put out some clips. We got to do work too to get it
Yeah,
done, and
this is not Peloton. This is your station. We're doing this. All my friends, everybody who's involved, that you guys want to, we're doing it for you guys. We're doing it for us. We like this. Um, they asked me to write a book. I was offered money. I said no because I wasn't ready for that. So I want to talk about what I want to talk about and not what they want me to talk about. So this is where we're at. So hopefully this works. I like it, and I like you guys, and let's do it.
yeah, so let's get to Vito. We did the first Vito video. There was a couple of things you didn't speak of, some stories that you shared with me. And I want to say, what's up, Chris Archula? How you doing, brother? A couple of stories that we didn't speak about in that Vito Guzzo. One of them involves a shooting, which involves Angela Ruggerio, Quack Quack's son. I want to know that story. I'm sure other people will want to know that story because it's also another kind of, I suppose, a violent act having to do with Vito. Very interesting story, Frank.
Yeah, so Vito was taken care of. He was like couple of the older, but they took on to him very, very, very young, the Colombo guys. So at that point, I'm pretty sure Patty got along with right. So he goes, look, if that place has any problems over there, watch over it. So one night he was drinking. He goes, come on, let's go hang out. So we go there. So we're hanging out with these two sisters. One was his girlfriend at the time, an on and off girlfriend, and the other one was a girl that I knew as well. And we were hanging out there. And there was a very, very, very young crowd that night. Hollywood's in Middle Village, if anybody remembers. And like I said, he didn't drink much. His go-to was the Corona. I think he nursed that shit for a minute, and a whole fucking brawl breaks out. So when I say younger, just put it this way: if I'm like 24 at the time or 23, these kids must have been in high school. They were 5 years younger, and Vito's 5 years older. So we're that's a lot when you're at that age. You know what I mean? And a brawl breaks out, everything like that, and he's watching this place get destroyed, and he feels defenseless. And I see him; he's like looking around. I'm like, "What the fuck?" So he goes, "Come on, come with me." So as we're walking, there's this one kid, right? And he's just a fucking terror. He's like throwing swings, throwing bottles, this and that. And he sees them. And mind you, I know the older brother, and they kind of look alike. But at that point, I didn't see it. And he goes, "What the fuck you doing?" He talks to the kid, "What the fuck you doing?" He sees the kid's younger, and the kid pushes him and goes, "Who the fuck are you?" And he just takes out this fucking little piece. Something we all carry back in the day. I've used it. I've shot people with those little fucking guns, and I have bop right in the fucking stomach. The kid fucking falls. When everybody hears the gun, they all fucking run out the doors and everything like that. I look at him. He goes, "Meet me on Gates Avenue." I said, "Yeah, all right, cool." And that's in Ridgewood. I said, "Okay, I'll meet you there in a bit." As I'm leaving, I hear it's Lewis. It's Lewis. I'm like, "Who the fuck is Lewis?" So I'm getting the what happened, and they go, "The Ruggerio kid." I said, "Oh my god, what the fuck?" I was like, "Wow, we got problems." You know what I mean? And
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I end up I end up meeting him down there, and I go like this to him. I go, "Bro, you know who that was, right?" And it made sense to me because the kid looked just like his brother. I said, "Oh fuck, at that point you think I fucked up. I'm gonna get killed too." You know what I mean? For just being there. I mean, this is fucking Angelo Ruggerio's son, and but even though he was dead at the time, and John Gotti was in jail, which was lucky for us, it was a big deal. I said, and he just turned white. I told him what happened. You just shot Lewis, and he just turned white on me. He was like, "What the fuck?" He goes, "Yeah." So here comes Paul Ragusa and Fabio, and then they're coming from another club and everything. And Paul's one of the happiest fucking people in the world, and one of the fucking craziest. And he's just eventually, I want you guys to understand who Paul was. And then a lot of people don't like him. I might bring you to a point that you might like think that if you ever in trouble, you want him on your side, and that's the kind of relationship I had with him. But he comes there, he goes, "What's up? What's going on?" He's all fucking, he's 4'5", 170 pounds of him, 5'9", and we tell him, and he goes, "Well, you guys gonna go to the hospital and see what's going on? I need to know what happened to this kid." And him and Fabio goes, "Okay, we'll go." They don't care, right? They're feeling good. And he goes, "You're gonna go for it?" I said, "No." I said, "I can't go, and I'll tell you why." I said, already on my uncle's shit list. I got a fucking body on me. I got a fucking that I just came back to. I got a shooting about a couple of weeks ago. This one here, I can never come back. He's gonna kill me. My uncle's gonna kill me. You understand? If I say, who got shot? I'm just dead. I know he loves me, but he's gonna kill me. And he goes, "No, I get it. I get it." I said, "Okay." And they go to the hospital. And while they're there, here comes John Jr. like a fucking crazy man at the hospital. And he looks at, and he
Wow.
knows whose club it was. He looks at Paul and Fabi and he goes, "You motherfuckers, you know who did it." He goes, because that's who he was back then. He was a bully.
Right. Yeah.
He goes, "You fucking know it was Vito, right? It was Vito." They're like, "No, no." And Fabio actually went to school with Lewis. And he was like, "No, I just want to see how Lewis is." And actually we did, because at the
Yeah.
end of the day, that would have been big fucking, that would have been a big problem.
Yeah.
And anyways, Vito disappears for about a week or two. I thought I'd never see him again, you know.
Uh-huh.
And he wanted to sit down. He wanted to sit down.
Really?
It was his place. Yeah, of course. It was well different times now. Okay, and I've talked
Right.
this with Howie Santos. And he goes, definitely. He goes, if that would have happened while like
Right.
John
I
Gotti
mean,
was still
yeah.
around, or fucking his dad was still alive, I probably would have got killed too for just being there.
Yeah, 8, 10 years
Um,
before. Yeah, forget it.
nah, it was more like fucking shit. Just as John was alive, it didn't matter. At the end of the day, it was John's nephew. He might have not liked his dad for
Right.
whatever, but that was blood to him. And they're not nephews, but they're close. They
Yeah,
are
yeah, close
close.
enough. Right, 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 right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, the Ruggierios and the Gottis are close, and
So
that's he got lucky. He got lucky.
he got lucky, but what's the excuse though? Just shit got out of hand. Both sides at fault. Like that's just
No, it had nothing to do with me, Vito, the two girls that we were just hanging out. It was a young point kids,
yeah.
and being that this is his
I think Frank is dropping out again. Let me read some comments.
I don't mind doing it.
Huh? Yeah, you dropping out again.
You hear me?
Yeah, now I hear
You
you.
hear me now?
Yeah.
Yo.
Yep.
Yeah, it was a 25 on 25. So they were going at it, you know.
Okay, yeah. So it's just one of those situations. Yeah.
What are you gonna do? They're a bunch of fucking kids.
Right. Yep.
And down, but
You're breaking up again, Frank. Jay Semolina says, "What year is this? What year did this happen?"
I think you dropped.
No, I'm here. I'm. You keep going in and
See
out.
me?
Now I hear you.
You hear me now?
Yeah.
All
I'm gonna
right.
kick
How many
you.
people we got on?
We got 36. Jay Semolina says, "What year was this?"
How about now?
Yeah, I hear you. All right, I'm gonna kick you. I can't do this. All right, Frank is kicked. I'll invite him back. Yeah. No, I know Archula. If you guys can hear him on, if he can't hear me, then it's his side. There's something going on with his side. Anyway, let me get to the I'm offended. What's going on? Fatball Italian Templar. What's going on? We'll get your questions, Semolina, in just a minute, right when he comes back. Right when he comes back. And we're gonna fix all this. I mean, there's for anybody, you know, there's yeah, Dave. Yeah. He's coming in and out. He's coming in and out. My connection, I mean, I'm good. I'm good. Frank, when you come back, just tell me when to drop the link. Yeah, he's on the Bell Parkway with Rob Jean over there. Anyway, guys, if you have watched our first two episodes, is there anything, any other questions about them? Do you like this format? Do you like what we're doing? We're dropping full episodes. It was just going to be straight up episodical, but then we're like, no, there's so many little side stories that they could just be clips, you know, that they don't deserve an hour to talk about. Maybe they just deserve 20 minutes, like that Sammy clip that we put out today. If you guys haven't checked it out, check it out. Soretti says real mob content, dude. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. Let's see. And we're only going to be on for, I think Frank just said an hour. So we got like 35 more minutes. We'll hang out. And this issue will be fixed at some point. I promise you guys that. It's the last thing I fucking do over here. Chris Archula. Let's see. The clips are top shelf. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah. So I have that Sammy clip. I'm actually gonna play that while Frank is figuring out what he's doing. I want to play this Sammy clip that we a portion of the Sammy clip for you guys to check out. If you guys want to see the full, go to the channel and check it out. But this is a portion of that clip which I found to be pretty funny.
Yeah, fucking one day I was like, well, we just mentioned the guy at the ritual, the Mexican kid, Texas syndicate kid, another good fighter too. This kid named Sammy from Texas. We're watching fucking TV, and it was, you know, it was just random shit. I think Sammy was there, Sammy the Mexican and Sammy the Bull and me, and we're watching, and they're talking about the steroid case, the Roger Clemens case.
Yep.
And he's very, very vile about himself. You know, he not like not vile, but vain, not vile, vain. And he, you know, he's all about his looks and everything. So there's this fucking lawyer that pulls up right on the, and he's this guy named Rusty something, Rusty. Oh, Rusty Harden was the lawyer.
Rusty
He's
Harden.
Clemens,
Yeah.
yeah, he's Clemens' lawyer, and he pops up on the screen. And knowing how vain fucking Sammy is, and this fucking guy looks just like Sammy with a fucking and the Sammy guy is a jokester. This fucking Sammy the Mexican guy, steady busting balls. He goes, looks at me, I look at him, and we're just fucking losing it, bro. And he's just looking straight up, Sammy, and go, look at these motherfuckers. They're probably laughing at me. I know they are. Like, you know, what's up, Bo? You know? And he starts to smile because he's getting it. You know, this guy just was a fucking. This was like I was begging this motherfucker to get off the screen because I was losing my shit. You know what I mean? When you're laughing so hard.
Yeah.
And they go, "What the fuck is funny? Would this guy find some weed around here or something?" I said, "No, we're good. But you got to put up a picture of that and compare them to one day, and you'll see what
Sammy was probably like, yeah, John Gotti was right. You got to do steroids to play baseball, Bo.
Tell you something about basketball players and baseball players. To be a good basketball player or a baseball player, first of all, you got to be a good liar, a good low life, and an imbecile.
Take a lot of drugs.
You got to take steroids. You must take steroids. And anybody that takes steroids is a garbage pail.
He goes,
What do you guys think? Anyone that takes steroids is a garbage pail? I don't know. I spoke to a gentleman that recently that would beg to differ. Shout out Greg Valentino. Shout out to the man, the myth, the Momo, Greg Valentino. Yep, he does, right? He does look like him with a wig on. You must take steroids. I think you guys are talking some football talk. Let's see. Frank will be back soon. This is the problem with you know without the mic and the proper whatever. I mean, I don't gotta tell you guys. You guys know. He's smart. You know what's up. Templar, my Masonic bro. Oh, we got a couple of Masons in here, huh? How many degrees are you at right now, huh? How many degrees? Do Masons have to take steroids? You must take steroids. Was Senior clueless that Junior was all pumped full of? Yeah, that's what they say, right? That's what they say, right? Although I wouldn't know. I would not know. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I generally don't think they're a big deal. If you abuse anything, it's going to screw you up. If you abuse, if you use wrong, I mean, I don't have any interest in getting involved in it, but what are you gonna do? Some people want to get big. All right, Frank's gonna come back right now. Sammy was on roids. Yeah, I mean, I don't doubt it. I don't doubt any of those guys messing with a couple of. I was on a couple cycles, Bo. I took a couple cycles, Bo. Back in '85. He did look a little buff in some of those old pics, right? Okay. American Psycho film. Christian was based on Robert. Few films based on him. Yeah. I mean, I don't know about 100%. Obviously, not 100% based on him, but inspiration could be some sort of inspiration there for sure. For sure. Yo, what's up? You good? Yo, you good? I don't think he's good, guys. Yo.
It is a nightmare. You know what? My fault, guys. I'm sorry. I'm in a bad spot. I'm up in the fucking mountains, and I shouldn't have did
that. What it is? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm in Snoqualmie Ridge. If anybody's familiar with that, you remember that show Twin Peaks?
Yes. Yeah,
I'm about 10 miles away from that, and I'm up in the mountain.
Okay, so it gets weird over there. We get it.
I'm sorry. I apologize, guys. I apologize. I see Maureen here. Shout out to Maureen. One of the topics will be our first date. Me and Maureen's. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I just want to get her fucking shit going.
The mountains, AFBI says the mountains of Middle Village.
The mountains.
Yeah, of Middle Village.
Do you know that this is a fact? All right, look it up. That the son of Sam says I'm going to be at the highest peak in Queens. All right, when he was doing his shit. That's in Middle Village. That's by that cemetery, Mount Olivet.
Mount Olivet,
on Elliott Avenue. That's where he was at point. So he knew his geography, as crazy as he was.
Yeah,
and he was
yeah. Some of his shootings
on Elliott Avenue.
Yeah, he knew what he was doing. Some of his shootings, I think, at least 3 or 4 of them occurred right next to highways too, or expressways where you can just go get out of there. A few of them were like that. We're going to talk about him.
Yeah, we will. I
We
remember
will.
talking to you about he killed a dear bartender in the neighborhood's fiance. They were coming out of Beefsteak Charlie's in Forest Hills.
Uh-huh.
Johnny
Yeah.
Deal, God rest his soul.
Yep.
Johnny Deal was one of those Germans that liked Italians. He liked everything about us. He liked disco. He had a DA, he had a fancy car, and he worked at this place called Martin's on Gates, and I think it was Underdog. And I didn't
Underdog.
know.
Yeah.
He one day he told me about it. You know, he goes, "Yeah, the son of Sam fucking ruined my life." I said, "Well, what happened?" You got to remember, he was like a good 15 years older than me, and
Mhm.
as God's my witness, I was with Joe Grimaldi, who I was very close with at the time, and he tells us the story, and we're looking at him like he's nuts. I'm like, "What happened?" You know, he picture this guy in a fucking bar with a nice fancy shirt, DA, chains, Austrian guy. He's telling us, "Yeah, I was coming out of there, and he came over there. I seen that motherfucker, and he shot my girl."
Yeah.
And I was like, I
I
was
forgot
so
which
like,
one that is.
I think it's
I'm getting
the second one that
I forgot
he
which
fled.
one.
Yeah, I was so fucking like, I don't know, I hate to say, but starstruck. I'm like,
Yeah.
wow, you seen this motherfucker? And the guy was getting emotional, like, and all of a sudden, fucking Joe's kicking me under the fucking table, like, stop, stop.
Christine
You know, like,
Freund. That was the one. Freund.
yeah, that was the name.
Yeah.
He starts kicking me under the fucking table, like, stop asking him questions. He's getting uncomfortable.
Steve,
And that,
I don't know if Frank can answer. Do you think there was more than one son of Sam? I personally do not. I have a friend who's I consider a good friend of mine, who in my mind
mhm.
has completely debunked all of it. The guy that wrote The Ultimate Evil, Maury Terry, was a fucking liar, a manipulator, an exaggerator, a scam artist. Netflix did a documentary based on this whole satanic thing. To me, it's a bunch of bullshit. I feel like my friend who was just in the news recently and who I don't think he minds me saying this, but at some point in 2025, he will be, let's just say, in a production that is, from a big company. He'll be one of the, apparently a star of one of these things coming out, possibly, potentially. So no, I trust my friend, and no, I do not believe that there was multiple shooters. And Son of Sam, as he sits today, David Berkowitz, is still a fucking scam artist, low life piece of shit.
And yeah, look, and I don't know nothing about the case, but I think he was a lone wolf myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, the crazy thing about that is when John, I think he was the second victim. His girl was that he became the suspect, like in any other case. When
Yeah.
somebody dear next to you gets killed, a wife, a girlfriend, they always suspect the uh, the boyfriend, and that got erased because there was ballistics on the next case, and they
Yeah.
they knew they had a serial killer at that time. He was the case. He was the case before they knew it was a serial killing.
Right. And you guys,
You know,
listen, you guys are open to believe whatever you want. I don't care. I'm not
of course.
I'm not like steadfast. I'm not in the world, but I do trust a lot of the work my friend has done. But I mean, yeah, you guys are
Yeah,
more than welcome to believe that there's a cult and whatever else they say. I mean, that's cool. Whatever you want.
we are a First Amendment fucking. Yeah, of course. Yeah, no doubt. The
Yeah, yeah.
Mets. What did you think? We
The
covered
Mets,
that.
yeah, the Mets was good. I mean, I like speaking about it because as I mentioned in that video, being a kid growing up, becoming a Mets fan as a kid in the 90s, those guys were still like, the top guys to talk about. Everything was Darryl Strawberry still, even though he
Right.
ended up going with the Yankees, like Doc Gooden and all those, it was still there. Straw, Doc. When I was a kid, probably the first Mets star that was kind of marketed as a star, a guy who had the Mets home run record actually until Beltran took it, or I think Beltran might have tied. Todd Hundley, of course. I think
Oh, of
he was
course.
like
Is that
the.
yes,
I
yes.
think he had the Mets. I think it was 41 home runs. I'm pretty sure.
In the season,
40.
yeah. His dad was a catcher. He was a
Yeah.
catcher. Really, really kind of steroid type of guy out.
Right.
Yeah, he was a big boy. He was. But
Yeah.
but
So
but the back Mets we talked about. You guys could follow us on episode 2 on that. Junior Gotti, and John A. Light claimed that they hung out with the two rising stars at the time at Channel 80s on a regular, being Daryl Story and Dwight Gooden. If you guys know anything about that, I used to hear about that. You got to remember, these guys are 8 years older than me, and they were hanging
Right.
out with two of my legends. I talk to John now and then. He's a friend, and yeah, they were hanging out with at Channel 80s. So
And when
these
you
guys
say
got.
John, you mean A-Light, not Junior, just to be clear, so everybody.
Well, both of them, John Jr. and John A. Light, hung out with
No, I'm
Dwight
saying the one
Gooden.
you speak to now and then, just to be clear.
Oh yeah. No, I don't talk to Junior. And while we do mention him, I prayers go out to his family member that's going through some stuff. I don't wish that on anybody, and I hope everything is good. He might
Yeah.
hate me, and I don't hate him, but I hope everything works out.
Yeah. Yeah, they would
Okay,
hang
so
out
let's get off that.
also.
Let's get off that, huh?
They would hang out also where I grew up. I grew up in Whitestone, and I would hear stories as a kid that those teams, they would hang out at certain establishments, in
Hmm.
the town where I grew up. There was a few spots that they would be hanging out in, and you know, but yeah, they had the allure even after it was all over. That's what all I heard about, as a kid, and
Yeah,
definitely, a lot of it is sad. A lot of the history is sad.
yeah. Do I see one more last thing on Junior Guy? Do I see him being a guy that did cocaine? No, absolutely not. The other three, if I had to take a bet, and I've never did anything with John A. but I would have to say because I don't do it, and he's never showed that he does. So who knows?
35 people. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for hanging out. Hey, I think we had a pretty good first week. I'm not mad about it, to be honest with you. I'm actually pretty excited.
But this first week, we're not gonna do the bullshit thing. We're not gonna do it.
Yeah. 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 No, we're doing good. We're doing good. We're doing
No, we're
good.
not gonna do it. Nope.
Shout out to everybody that's here so far.
We're gonna
Jesse
keep it
Ross,
honest.
Joey Frakes, Jason
Oh,
Molina,
Jesse, what's up, baby? What's going on? Shout out to
uh,
Jesse and her show.
BX. Yeah, hit the like button, guys. Give us a shot. 36 people out there. Give us a like. Couple of technical difficulties in this episode. Once again, we apologize for that. We apologize. We just wanted to come on here and recap, kind of see who would show up for us. We really appreciate it. Just about 36 people right now. We
That's
got some
awesome.
good shit
36
coming
good
out.
people.
Yeah, and I think it'll grow. We got some good shit coming out. We got another one coming out next week, and we're gonna do more years too. We're gonna do more years. We got some years we're debating. We're going over 1972 and 1977. We got a couple of those. BX says, "Wait, this isn't a doxing channel. I'm out."
All right.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
BX, what's up? Yeah. So next week we're gonna cover the three captains hit, the ones made famous by the Donnie Brasco movie. And me and Brett came to terms with, oh my God, that's so fucking not like what really went down. Am I correct, bro?
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty correct. It's yeah, that's very correct. I mean, the movie is completely, and I get it. I mean, a lot of the testimony wasn't even available at that time, and I don't know what Joe Pistone was hearing or what he was writing. I mean, obviously they actually placed Pistone at the murder in the movie, and he's there chopping up bodies a la DeMeo in the fucking basement of someone's home. Very exaggerated, right? But the
I mean,
real story,
the carnage was there, but not according to the Donnie Brasco story. And
right?
we're ready to like fucking one day just pull him apart from all the bullshit. From the supposed bounty on his head, and that was totally bullshit. From even Lefty fucking, he claims that Lefty had told him that he'd killed 200 people. I don't think the whole fucking Bonanno family has killed 200 people in the whole history of the Bonanno family.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about that. We'll
Yeah.
talk about that.
Jesse Ross says, "I'm really liking your show, Brett and Frank. Thank you so much." Joey
Thank
Frakes,
you, Jesse.
yeah. So we're gonna go over that, and I know some of you might be saying, let me answer this question real quick. Yeah, Maureen, it's gonna be a show, a pre-taped every week. plus a clip and probably 1 to 2 lives. We'll see how that works. A month, but you're definitely going to get a show a week, 100%. That show is going to range. Who knows? It could be anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour and 15 or 20 minutes. Right now we're putting them out as like an audio thing, but I'm throwing like a bunch of pictures and video clips and pertinent things to what we're talking about. I'm trying to make a little fun for the time being. But as far as the next week's episode, some people say, "Oh, we know the story. We know the story."
You
To an
don't.
extent, a lot of you that may have really looked into it in testimony, yeah, maybe you do, but Frank is going to add a lot of context, as you'll find out. Frank has
Before I get to the younger people in my life that I
right,
grew up with, I'm going to get to the older people that and this story is about. I'm going to introduce you to a couple of older people in my family, and one's going to be my uncle Cheech, Frank Guerrero. The other one's going to be Tony Giordano. There's going to be the neighborhood doctor Solano. Yeah, you're probably like, who the fuck are these people? And ready for this one, the old man in the closet, and he wasn't gay. Okay, we'll introduce you to that too. So,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, we'll tell you what happened,
Right.
and
So
that's
there's
just
3
one.
individuals. Yeah, there's 3 individuals that are there
Four.
that take place in this thing that Frank has a close family friendship as well as actual relatives there that are there, right?
There's actually 8 people that are in that hit that I either known them or came across.
Right.
There's
Okay.
the two Lungamares, fathers.
Right. The
Well,
Ligamaris. Right.
the son wasn't there. The father was there. There was
Right.
Giorgio, of course.
Mm-hmm.
He was there. Shit, I'm thinking.
Ragusa,
Nicky
Emanuele Ragusa.
Santora, right, Emmanuel, I did not know him.
Yeah.
And there's the old man in the closet. We'll tell you who that guy is. There was Sal Vitale. There was obviously Joe.
Right.
Yeah, so and frankly, we'll talk about him too. So there's like 11 people that I actually knew, but 5 people that were like family. Now, I know a lot of you are going to say, well, how old were you back then? I was 11. Okay. So this is everything that I gained from either the testimony of Sal Vitale, Louis Taglione was there, Goldie was the lookout,
Messino,
and
obviously.
Messina.
Yeah.
There's 4 of them, plus the stuff that I gathered since I was on the street, and I'm going to share that with you guys. So there you go. You're going to meet the older people in my family before you meet the younger friends and family members. So we got 52 topics, 52 weeks in a year.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I
And I
hope
think
you
it's
enjoy
fair.
the show.
And I think it's fair. I mean, I know some people, for whatever reason, I mean, and I understand there's been some bad informants and there's been some shit that the
We
government
don't
has
lie.
probably
We don't lie. No, no,
right.
no.
No, but
I could be misled. Don't get me wrong. I could be
of course,
misled
of
like
course.
anybody else can. But before I open my fucking mouth, and you guys should know that by now, I've been on here for 2 years. I make sure I know what I'm talking about.
Right. But as far as testimony on that particular incident, I mean, it's coming from like 4 different people,
Yes.
2 of them at pretty high positions, and they're all kind of corroborating their story. And as some of you may know, this is not something where like they're all in the room. Hey, make sure you tell them this. Make sure. Obviously, they're government witnesses. They're not supposed to be together. There's a lot goes into it. So I think it's fair in this case, very fair, to speak, from testimony from people that were there because they're all kind of telling the same fucking story, as you guys will find out when we talk about this. DL keeps asking about Sammy's Odin tattoo. Do you remember that? Or
We'll talk about that. That's another show, another episode where I talk about my experiences in the WITSEC jail units, and
yeah,
the Odin tattoo has a lot to do with a guy that I knew well in there. That's Paul Schneider,
okay,
aka Corn Fed. We'll talk about that when the time comes. Right
corn
now,
fed, corn
I-
fed.
I'm I'm treating this like a book. This is a chapters. There's a chapter that's going to take us back to Italy, which I'm going to have to walk on eggshells on that. I know you guys don't like that, but that's how it's going to have to be. Um, even the 3 captain hits. We went over this. I think there's 1, 2, 3 people that are still living that were there, and I'm going to exclude my info from that. What I know about them, even though one of them pled out to it, and the other two did 50 years. So I don't even want to mention them. You know what I mean? And they're still out there, so I'm not going to mention them. But
Yeah,
there's
that's
one
another
guy.
thing. That's another thing, just so people know, like what you said there is like not mentioning them because they're still out there. This is also, I mean, I know you probably guys can figure it out, but this is not like what's going on in the streets in the mob
Yeah,
world
yeah.
gossip kind of
I'm not
channel. Like we
bringing
have
you
no interest
information
in
that you guys
that. I
don't know
mean,
already. But I'm not going
yeah,
to bring these guys up. I'll let other people do it. Obviously, informants have, and I use that term loosely.
yeah,
I'm not going to do it. I'll
yeah,
tell you who's involved in the burial, but I won't tell you the two people that are still around who were involved.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I'll tell you an
Okay.
NYC crime spot. You know, I probably already did, but but yeah, no. Frank
Well, I
wants to
ain't gonna
run
do
things
it.
how he runs things, and I'm here as just like co-host.
I mean,
Trying to.
people accusing me of teething shit and not want to. Well, too bad. There's a lot of people out there. I'm just gonna protect.
Yeah, that's fine. That's your choice, and that's another good thing that goes into mixing this show up, where we don't always have to put ourselves in the position of you feeling uncomfortable talking about a certain angle or certain people that are on the streets, because we're not only going to be talking about organized crime, we're going to be talking about a lot of things. I mean, we're going to be breaking down years like we did with 1986. We'll do 72. We'll talk about Dog Day
Hmm.
Afternoon. We're going to talk about the real case.
Which is
We're
one
gonna
of
get
my
into
favorite
all
movies
that shit,
ever.
huh?
Yeah, which is one of my favorite movies ever, by the way.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, the Howard Beach case. We were talking about that, which
that's
is
an
funny
interesting one,
because
man. That was a good conversation. I really enjoyed
yeah,
having that conversation. I hope
we
people
talk about
continue to watch.
Paul, who like was like my brother at one time, and he hated the Mike Perone kid. Fucking, we used to go to clubs. He always wanted to fucking like take a shot at him.
Mike Perone, who was arrested for this
He
thing,
got
ultimately
acquitted in
got
that
off.
case.
He got
Yeah.
acquitted. Yeah, he had an injury. He spoke about it with the gym teacher that you had at Christ the King, going to bat for him.
Yeah, we'll talk about when we get to my friends. We'll get to my friends, but for now, we're talking about the older people, the neighborhood, and
Mhm.
that's that. You guys got any questions? Shoot.
Yeah, guys, hit us up with some questions. Somebody up there, I think BX asked.
Sure.
He says, was Nicky Santoro the real deal?"
We'll talk about that. I thought he was. I
Okay.
love the guy. I love the guy. But there's
There is a discrepancy that will,
we'll
but
talk about and we'll
yeah.
talk about it.
Yeah.
Yes, he was a man's man for sure.
And it's funny. I mean, to me, it's funny. To him, obviously, he took a real exception to Bruno Kirby getting whacked in Donnie
Oh,
Brasco.
yes. Did we talk about that?
No, I've heard you speak about it over the time you've been on YouTube a little
Yeah, he
bit.
didn't like that. He didn't like that. So he goes while they're filming the movie in Greenpoint, he goes to the cast. He goes, "Hey, I want to talk to the director." And they go, "What do you want?" They figure out who he is in a nice way. They're patroning. What do you want? Hey, how are you? He goes, "Hey, I don't want you filming in here." They go, "Okay, we ain't gonna film here, no problem." They film anyway. They leave, and then they have his character get killed in the movie, and they call him a rat. So I think that had a lot to do with fucking Pistol being a
That's
scumbag.
funny. That's funny. And it's been so long
Oh,
since.
I remember when he got. I remember when me and a guy's involved in the mob right now. That we were like brothers. We walk into the place where we hang out. He's a high-ranking member in the crime family. We walk in and he goes, I go, "You all right?" He goes, "Fuck that movie. I hate that movie. You fucking cocksuckers. They made me look like a rat." So he was pissed off over it.
Right. And
But
if I
yes,
remember
yeah.
correctly, Bruno Kirby's character who plays Nicky, what was he doing? He was like, they had him like selling drugs behind the crew's back, like making money behind their back or some
Not only
shit.
that, they gave him like a Caesar haircut. It was like
Yeah.
1995. And he said he didn't like that either. Because you ever seen fucking Nicky? He said when he came out of jail, he did like 12 years at a 15-year bid. He went in his closet. He had Saturday Night Fever clothes. You know what I mean? So he had the fucking DA and shit.
Yeah.
And this guy has like a fucking Caesar look. He looked like a cheap Puerto Rican fucking crack dealer.
Yeah. Hey, remember City Slickers? Remember that one? He was in that one.
Was he?
Remember City Slickers with Jack Palance and Billy Crystal?
Yeah, of course. I remember the movie, but
Yeah,
I
Bruno
don't
Kirby.
know.
Yeah, he was one of Billy Crystal's buddies in that. Joey
Oh, wow.
Frakes, and of course, Godfather, right?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was
Godfather.
Clemenza.
Yeah. Yeah. Frakes, any details about any more details about the Vito Ruggerio incident and the sit down? Do you have any couple of more details? Any idea who was there
Yeah,
for
no,
it?
he walked on that one. He walked on that one because the kid was the kid. You know, he was anywhere in any mob circles. You know, his guy went to bat for Vito, who was Patty at the time, Patty Catalano. But you know, it was in that whole John Gotti era. It died down, and he walked. They gave him a pass,
Yeah. Yeah.
which was rightfully so. You know, the guy pushed him in the place that he's running, and he told him, "Who the fuck are you?" Even though the kid was a kid, but you know, if it was the other way around, the other kid would have been right. You know.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Shout out to Mr. Patty Catalano. I may or may not be friends with somebody that's related to him. David Price. Hey, what's up, buddy? Shout out to you, David Price. He wants to know if you knew TG.
Of course. Of course. Yeah, of course. He was in my indictment. We were in the first indictment together. Um, I liked him. A lot of people didn't. I liked him. He was funny. And he liked me. So, you know, he used to introduce me the right way with people. You know, he was like, this is so and so, whatever. He introduced me to his son in law.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I liked him. I liked him. I didn't have much interaction with him, but I liked him.
Jesse Roth says, which I'm sure we'll talk about someday. How much time in total have you spent incarcerated in your life?
Not much. I think like 7 years.
Yeah.
Not
You
much.
say not much to you know. I know
Well,
not much in the world. Yeah, compared,
yeah,
right?
not
Right.
much.
I mean, to someone like me, I'd fucking
Yeah,
suffocate.
if they were offering me 7 years and I never have to be in this situation flipping, I would have took that fucking
What was your limit? Was there a
happy.
limit you had in your head? Like, I'll do 15, I'll do 10, I'll do 2.
Yes, they offered me 24 to 27 at one time, but then I gotta get deported. But at the one time, without any fucking evidence and shit like that, and they kept on hitting me with other stuff, so that's when I flipped.
Okay.
But if I go to trial, I get life.
The Funhouse, yeah, that's the scary part. The Funhouse says, did Frank know little Anthony Saccafico?
No, I didn't. I think he got killed or something. But no, I didn't know him.
Chris Archuleta says, did John Gotti come to your coffee place? Concadoro boy?
No, he might have. You know, back when when he was a captain, really, the Sicilians in the neighborhood, of course, the people with Maine knew him, but not us. It wasn't like when he started getting on TV. So who knows if he might have been in there? A lot of Gambino guys used to come at the coffee shop, but I didn't know who they were. You know.
Yeah, of course. Here's one from David Price. He's asking, I guess he heard that TG might have been a blowhead, and he says apparently Georgie from Canada got clipped because he said TG was wasted all the time. I don't know.
I did hear that.
Yeah.
I never seen him. A lot of people said he used to get high. I never seen him at that on the getting high. Is that why Giorgio got killed? It's like shit. I could give you like 5 reasons I've heard. I don't know which one is true, but I'd have to think that one of them had to be because Joe probably thought he was powerful. I think maybe Joe probably thought he was going to get together with his brother-in-law Sal and kill him. You know.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's all I could come up with.
Joey Frakes, Brad, I did a brief stint in LA County jail as a wacky. It was enough to scare me straight. Yeah. I've only been sent to the precinct in my life, so I've been lucky in that sense. Although it's not like I've done anything to warrant me,
Yeah,
spending any
jail sucks,
significant.
man. I don't recommend it for nobody.
Yeah. Crazy.
All right.
What time we got here? We got. We'll go for 5 more minutes.
I got you.
We'll go to 8:15. We'll make it an hour. We just wanted to come on and say thank you to everybody. First of all, thank you to everybody for being here. Thank you to everybody who has subscribed, who has been watching the channel. Not a bad first week. I think by tomorrow we're going to be at 500 subs already. If you average that out over whoever the fuck decides to start a YouTube channel, that's pretty damn good. Of course, we got a little bit of a built-in base. I have another channel as well that I've been working on for about 3 years. So we got a little bit of a head start, but we're going to keep pushing, right? Fuck.
Yeah, absolutely.
What else? I like the live. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Roro, as always.
Shout out to Roro.
Jesse Ross says, I've never been arrested. That's very good. I've been arrested
Keep it
myself.
that way.
I've been arrested twice. Did Frank go to the club Arena in Queens?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Where was that at?
Fresh Pond Road.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Fresh Pond, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Very cool. All right. Did Frank go to appreciate your insight, Frank? This is from David Price. Us Canadians get excited when one of our own makes it big. Unfortunately, Georgie's stellar career didn't end well.
Yeah, he was a good guy. I liked him a lot. He was a really nice man.
Yeah.
You always,
is that
even
right?
at a point, I was a kid. Even if I was alone, he had a point every time to say hi to my family,
Yeah.
Yeah. As a kid, he was a good guy.
Jesse says, I promoted my show on my little channel. Hey, everything helps. We appreciate that. Thank you so much for taking the time to do that. That's much appreciated. Yeah, BX almost 500 subs. Can't complain. We got to get to that watch time up. We'll be good. Chris Archler says Frank's a humble guy. He has an interesting story. I like to hear his stories working on fishing boats sometimes. What was that, Deadliest Catch? What were you doing over there?
No, I'll fill you in. That's all bullshit. They go right off the Puget Sound and make it look like they're in Alaska.
I saw one of those guys at the museum once. It was the funniest thing.
Yeah. I'll get into it.
We'll get a couple more questions, and then we're gonna get out of here in about 2 minutes. Frank, Funhouse also mentions Heat Waves Club in Sheepshead Bay.
I don't remember that one. I don't remember that one. The Funhouse. No.
David Price met one of Georgie's nephews in Montreal. He said he was a great guy. AFBI, thank you, my man. I appreciate you hanging out. Thanks for stopping by. Thank you. Great first show.
Fat Ball Italian, what's up?
Fat Ball Italian says great first show. Appreciate that. Plus everyone in the chat that hasn't been arrested, you guys are the winners. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That's good. I think I was in cuffs 3 times, and twice I was brought to the precinct and ultimately let go. But that's about a little community service action. I got hit with that once. That was all right.
Gay clubs don't count.
What's up?
Gay clubs don't count.
Gay clubs, yeah.
Handcuffs. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. No, yeah. That was probably the worst of my criminal career. Community service. That was great. Cleaning up Junction Boulevard on the 7 line. That was fantastic. Webster Hall in Manhattan. Yeah, man, I'm sure a lot of people used to go there.
We used to go to the Underground a lot and Cafe Society. Me and my
Sprats on the Water Funhouse says.
Sure. I got locked up at Sprats on the Water. We'll get into that one day.
Hey, how about Metropolis? I remember that one because that one was in like College Point, Flushing.
Yes.
That was the one I would hear about as
a kid.
That was my area, like College Point, Flushing. That was kind of the whole North Queens. So that's the place that I heard about the most. I never went there. Probably wasn't even old enough to get in. But
gotcha.
Yeah, but I remember it. Yeah. AFBI says he used to hang out at the Ramrod in the East Village. That's great. No, I'm kidding. He didn't say that. He said the Underground.
All right, dude.
All right, guys. Frank's gonna head out. I guess I'm gonna head out too. We did an hour.
Thank you
guys, thanks for hanging out. You guys are the best.
Love you guys.
Thanks for all the support so far. Please leave a like, leave a comment, come back and say what's up. And we'll see everybody really soon. Look out on Wednesday. We got episode 3 of 52 Topics with Frank Fiordilino coming out. That's another full-length episode. It's going to run about 110 minutes or something like that. It's going to take up just the right amount of your time.
Proctor.
Say it again.
Shout out to James Proctor.
Shout out to James Proctor. All right. Shout out to James Proctor. There you go. There you go. All right, guys. See you all.
Bye.
All right.